Okay, so I think that pretty much wraps up our Power Disc side for this. I think we're going to move on to the next subject. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right. So I think what we'll do from here is we shall move on to some of the. There was a UK press event as well this week. A few people, including I think it was Disney Infinity fans and also Andy over at Family Gamer TV. They were able to meet up with them. Literally, I think it was a flying visit. I'm not entirely too sure if JV just did the presentation at terminal at the Heathrow airport and then got back on the plane and flew home. It was that. I think they drove past Buckingham Palace, waved, and came home again.
Hello, Queen.
Yeah, hello, Queen. Yeah.
I start thinking of Cars 2, and you're like, Queen McQueen.
So at the event, there was a number of bits shown off, including, and I think we're going to see a lot more coming up this week as well from guys over there at sort of Family Gamer TV. I think there's a few videos that will be going up that are about the play sets eventually. At the minute, all we know really about was a little bit of stuff about the toy box, which included a video of the Toy Box Speedway. And we also saw a little bit about the hub, which looks really cool. Mm-hmm. And there was also some takeover footage as well. Did you get to see this footage, Abe?
Yeah, actually, I saw this footage, and also Tigga from Disney Infinity Fans posted what looks like identical videos. They're not actually, because there was some toy box toys that were laid down in the Family Gamer TV ones, but then Tigga's had different ones too. So I'd definitely check both of those out. But there's a lot of cool toys that are coming. I'm so excited. Like there was the big pit from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's an actual toy where you fall in and you die. Or they had the trash compactor tunnel from the Death Star. I mean, like all these toys that the Family Gamer one didn't show. So other than that, though, I mean, the hub, the central hub's amazing. I love just not even going in yet to the El Capitan Theater or anything like that. Just the look of it, the aesthetics. It's awesome. And just the center hub in general, the fact that it's all colorless and every section that you approach, it finally changes. It's a huge improvement from the 2.0 version, that's for sure.
Well, see, I'm looking at this as almost like an entirely new object, actually, because I think the idea of this is that you go into it to start your game, and you can choose what you want to do. You can go play some platforming. You can go do this. You can go to the shop. You can go to the El Capitan. It's more of a use as a menu than just because the hub in the 2.0 to me was all about just being a introduction to the game. So once you've done the introduction, you never went back in there again. This looks like it's something that you would continue to keep going into because it's like a menu screen. You know, they have that menu at the beginning, but it looks like you can go into your hub and then you can go and do things from there to be more of it is a hub that makes you want to keep going to it. And I think that seems to be, to me, the impressions from that hub.
Awesome. Well, then, if that's the case, then this is probably something that's going to be ever evolving from now on, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, because it's just the thing of having the El Capitan Theater of it. Apparently, they're going to be showing the Toy Box TV, and also they're going to be featuring toy boxes in there, so you can literally see them, and then you'll click on it, and then you'll go to that toy box. So it's kind of a way of featuring toy boxes and maybe presenting them in a different way, so it's not just a menu screen. I think. So it'll be interesting to see how that one comes. So that looks pretty exciting, and I think just in general that these little tweaks, and this is the thing with I'm feeling with 3.0, is tweaking what was working and just slightly adjusting it. So it could be quite interesting. I think the El Capitan Theater if it's a way of people getting their content featured and seeing different things, that is what's pretty cool.
No, it's true, and you know what? It does keep people in the game too. It's more hours of gameplay instead of you having to go out and tuning into YouTube. You actually can just stay in your game and watch it now. So
I'm hoping as well that they've got that search facility in there as well for the toy box. The other footage we saw from that event was some Toy Box Speedway, which is they're calling it an expansion disc, but it's now going to be instead of the Toy Box game disc, which kind of look like a power disc, they're going to be a crystal item. So they're going to look a little bit like a playset piece. They said they're going to be sold separately. So I don't know if they are completely being sold separately, or if they're going to have a figure or a power disc, or literally we're not too sure how they're going to be sold. But the Toy Box Speedway features, I think, is it 7 or 8 different tracks?
From what I saw, I thought I counted 7, so,
yeah.
So it could be wrong, though.
Yeah, so you've got 7 tracks that are all completely generated by Disney. There's added elements that you can't do within the Toy Box. We've seen marshmallow. I think there's lighting effects. There's things that they spent a little bit more time working on the race thing. Did you see anything else from that racetrack?
Well, I tried to see as many as that were available. One of the cool things that I saw was what was it? Or one of the cool things that I heard, which I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to work, is the fact that you can use any vehicle from 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. And obviously some of these vehicles that we have are via power disc. So I'm wondering, this crystal is going to have to be stackable, because if you have the older playset pieces, or it's not really like grooved like power discs are. It's just flat. So I'm wondering if it's gonna work out like that way. It's gonna have to, obviously, if you're gonna be able to use power discs, unless they're actually already including within the expansion all the toys that you had vehicle-wise, without having to use your disc, which doesn't make sense to me. But hey, it's possible. So.
I just thought you could, if you put the toy underneath the game, that might work better. Who knows?
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't think they're stackable, unless I'm wrong. Maybe I can't. Maybe I haven't grabbed one.
No, but if you had a playset piece and then you lifted it up and put the discs and put the thing on top of the power discs.
That's what I'm talking about, though. The playset piece. If you're not gonna have to grab one, but the playset piece, from my understanding, was flat in the bottom.
Yeah.
Do you have one nearby?
No.
So if it's flat in the bottom, if it's flat in the bottom, then it might slip off.
Yeah. Those two might
have to check while you do that.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, is they might have like a new sort of style on the bottom there. I think I saw a Nightmare Before Christmas racetrack. There's a Frozen one. There is I think there looked to be a Star Wars, and there was a Wreck-It Ralph. So we're getting, and I think there was also a Monsters University one. So I think it's more about using some of the content maybe from 1.0, bringing it forward in those characters to kind of offer some kind of content to those older characters as well, because the driving mechanism has completely been tweaked. Sumo, who have been working on like different sort of racetrack games, I've really been working on this racing to make it as good as possible, to make it as tight, to make it as more fun, lots more boosts, and just really putting a lot of effort into that driving mechanism. So you got that playset piece there?
Yeah, so what I was saying is, like, they're going to have to make the new pieces at least stackable, because playsets weren't meant to be stacked on anything.
No.
So what I'm saying is, like, since this is flat, if you have power discs, it's going to slip right off, as opposed to just stacking right on.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm referring to. Yeah. But anyways, it's who knows? We don't know. I'll know when I see the piece. I know maybe we can ask whoever was at the event, maybe if they saw the actual piece or not. But other than that, though, I'm just excited, because just the fact that there's all these different types of tracks. I mean, you have a Marvel, you have Star Wars, you have all these Disney tracks. And like you said, this isn't just Toy Box generated. This is something that's generated by the developers, Sumo. The fact that the driving is tweaked and tightened, it's just going to make you feel like, hey, you know what? I may not have another playset, but I have something that's similar, and it's a game that everybody can play. Yeah. Not just, I can't just have inside-out characters in this. Everybody can play it. So
it's almost, I'm like looking almost as like this race one. It's almost like a Cars playset part 2. You've kind of got lots of different missions, and also there's going to be a time trial, there's going to be a battle race, and a normal race. So there's 3 different modes within that game. So you can try and beat your time on the track. You can have. I always loved the battle races. I thought that was really cool. They're trying to make the combination of the moves, so you can do tricks very easy. They didn't want it to be too complicated. They want everything to be literally pick up, play, have fun. It's all about just having the fun and enjoying it. And I think that is a really interesting thing with the kart racing game, because they didn't change any. They sort of tightened up the driving a little bit in 2.0, but the actual race mechanism was identical to what they had in 1.0. So this is going to be a huge upgrade for the racing, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, same here, man. It's one of the things that I'm most excited for 3.0. So
yeah. They also we got to see some little bit of footage from the Toy Box Takeover disc, which featured. It's basically Syndrome has got hold of the Infinity Wand and he's creating all kinds of mischief. It's kind of a dungeon crawler type game where it's kind of, it looks pretty cool. There's again some footage up on Family Gamer TV and Disney Infinity Fans YouTube channels. They had them up there, and it's kind of, you know, you're looking down on it, and it's apparently not. It's about 3 to 4 hours of content in this, which. They said that about the Toy Box game discs, you know, but there's a lot of, one of the big key with this one is it regenerates. So the levels are never the same again. So you technically could go through the story or the main playset or this main piece within a few hours, but it's going to have regeneration and be able to go back in and do stuff. I mean, it does sound a little bit like what they did with those Toy Box game discs, which I was last night I ended up doing a session with Elizabeth on, I think it was a survival one. I just got this invite, so I jumped in, and it was like I ended up sitting there for like half an hour. I have got to go to bed because I'm still playing. And it's like, you know, we're thinking here, what, 9 months later after release, and we're still back in those Toy Box game discs, still using them because of that regeneration and sort of survival mode. I think kept unlocking content. I thought, oh, I keep going here. I'm at level like 38. I've not got this high.
No, yeah, that's actually something I climb into all the time. It's actually the only thing I play when I'm in the Toy Box. So,
but that's what I was thinking, like with this Toy Box Takeover, is that's kind of bringing that element back in again and maybe tweaking it and making it stronger.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely another thing that just makes the experience with Infinity so versatile. Because again, you have your play sets, you have your Toy Box where you get to build, and then you have these extra side games, which is awesome. So,
no, that's cool.
Yeah, no, the villain takeover one definitely looks fun, but yeah, I'm super excited for the Speedway though.
Yeah, that's cool. Right. Okay.